Welcome, Maryanne.
Thank you, Barbara.
Awesome. So maybe we can start by you introducing yourself. Who is Maryanne?
Okay. First, I'm really excited to be here today, being a Friday. Where else?
Yes, where else?
Where else could we hang out other than at Pal Radio?
Yeah.
So Maryanne is, my name's Maryanne Imani. That's my gospel, that's my, what I would call my stage name.
Your
Imani
stage
is my
name.
stage name. But my actual name is actually Nyambura. And I'm married to one and only Karanja. And I have 3 children. And I am a musician. I am a psychology student. I am a counselor. I have a branding company called Shaz Marketing. And what else do I do? Because we do so many things.
This is this generation
and
that
I love people. I really love people, and I am Maryanne.
Oh wow!
Yes,
welcome.
Thank you.
And why did you change your name to Imani for your stage name?
I would say I had very little faith, to be honest. Well, I think faith is a gift.
It is.
And at the time when I was beginning music,
Yeah.
I felt Nyambura is not really describing who the person I want to be in this ministry. And Imani is just a symbol of faith, which is basically Imani is faith. So it's for me, it's symbolic, like in terms of my faith and growing in faith. And I can say since I began the ministry, the music ministry, I have definitely grown in faith.
Wow.
So Imani it is,
Imani
and I'm
it
still
is.
growing in faith.
Amazing. When did you get into the music industry?
I would say professionally 2016 thereabout, but I started singing since I was a very young child. But professionally, I started singing like the year I started releasing songs was in 2016.
Amazing. So did you always know that somehow you'll find yourself on this journey of being a musician?
Yes, I knew that right in class 3.
What? Class 3? Tell us about that and the journey towards
First, I had a grandfather who would come home. He's 90. We're celebrating his birthday this year. I had a grandfather who would come home. He was a choir master for the longest time, and I grew up with him at least the first 5 years of my life. And he would come with the piano at home, and because of his music practice, and sometimes we'd have the choir at home. And so before the choir would come over, he would press keys and tell me to sing that particular exactly sound. And that's how I started getting musical. And I started singing in weddings and in school, and I had a whole group called Mighty Warriors in class 4 because I got born again in class 4. So it basically class 3, I remember that class teacher asking, what do you want to be when you grow up, like in rows and
exactly
in rows, and people saying doctor, teacher, farmer, whatever. I said I want to be the best musician in the world. That's exactly, I really wanted that. But then you grow up and realize, hey, in the world is not that easy. However, this is more ministry now because I figured my purpose around it as I grew up, and it was more of purpose now, and as I sing.
Amazing. That is beautiful. You are hanging out with us right here on Artist Hangout on Pearl Overdrive, and with me in studio is Maryanne Imani. So Maryanne, the song Haujalishi is coming on next.
Yes.
Tell us a bit about it.
I wrote that song when I was expecting my child, the one I'm with at the studio.
There's someone here in studio, by the way.
He's
going to come say hi.
It's called John Craig.
Okay.
So when I was expecting him, I wrote this song, and that is when I actually started releasing songs and the journey basically. And I was uncertain of the future, and I needed to encourage myself in the Lord because sometimes we don't have someone to encourage us. And the only place to find that encouragement is in the Lord. And he had told me that he will never leave me. For as long as I serve him, he will not leave me. So I sang it out.
Wow. Amazing. And we have Charles Luanda Ogato here, and Asema Mwalimu Charles, all the way from Nyamira County, is tuned in. And we also have Vincent Momanyi saying this is amazing. And we have Esther the Rasta Girl saying I am tuned in. Thank you so much. If you have any questions whatsoever, make sure you post it right there on the poster. So Maryanne, what else do you do other than singing? What else is your passion?
So can I say about a project that's coming soon?
Yes, please.
I have a project coming soon called Freedom Lounge. The tagline is healing together. And I won't say a lot about it, but it has a lot to do with healing, emotional healing, mental, you know how the Bible says renew your mind?
Yes.
Yeah, cognitive healing.
Yes.
So basically, I do believe I'm all about healing.
Okay.
And whether it's in music or I say I'm a psychologist. Yes. So this will be a lot of therapy and psychology, but it will be done on media. It will be raw, not scripted. Everything very emotional. It will be coming very soon.
Okay.
We're already in the process of recording. So it's I don't think I have seen one like that. And it's gonna be amazing. And souls will be healed. Because the foundation of the show is Jesus Christ.
Wow.
It's a Christian show. So basically I'm about healing. I'm about therapy. I'm that therapist. I'm that person who you come to when your marriage is falling apart, when your adolescent is not leaving the room, when there's an addict or at home or there's trauma from childhood. I am that person to go to. Also, I do branding, as I said earlier on. I have a company called Chaz Marketing. Yes. This is where I would call what brings also food to the table, and I'm grateful to God for that.
Amazing.
Yes, our offices are in Karen and also Riverside, and other than that, and I'm a mother of many children, but biologically three. I have many children. So and our wife. Niko na kazi nyingi. I don't think there's a time I'm free, by the way.
So you can say all that is basically all your passions all together.
Yeah. Amazing. And the love I have for people, it feels like normally my family, I think that's another job altogether. Unapenda watu, you know, sana. So it just feels like, like it's just, I don't think I have free time because I do all those things. But I'm grateful to God because it's all purpose.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
So maybe we can ask, how do you write your songs?
Good question. Good question, because I don't have a particular answer.
Okay. Because we have some people who've come and said, as they're sleeping, they get a dream.
Yeah.
And they're the lyrics,
The lyrics.
So I don't know.
Because most of my songs, most of the songs I have done, especially over the last 3 years, have been through prayer.
What?
The last 3 years, I prayed and a song came through, or I was praying a song. You know how you pray and then you're like, that could actually be a song.
Wow.
And then God reveals, go ahead. That's how it's been the last 3 years. However, before that, I would sit down and write a song, and normally through experience, my personal experience, and sometimes other people's experiences, and now bringing God's word in there and trying to figure out what God is trying to say. So I would write. Like with a paper and pen. Or I would like have a beat first. I figure out a beat, I record, and then I start finding lyrics. But then over the last 3 years, to be honest, I've not sat down to write. It has been inspired, and I am happy with that.
Amazing. And talking about your songs and writing, there's this amazing song that is your latest release, and it's called Lord Reign. And tell us about that a bit, even before we get to play it.
So in my last pregnancy, I think I do
a lot of writing.
A lot of writing. I'm pregnant, and it was a bit of a tough. It was a tough pregnancy, and it was really tough. And I was homebound. If not in hospital, I was homebound, and I was also going through a lot emotionally. I don't know what happens with those hormones.
They just
I don't know, because it was tough. I think it was also tough for everyone around me. Like Yeah. To a point, actually, when I tell my daughter, "Oh, do you want me to have a fourth? Do you need a fourth? Another sibling?"
No.
She's like, you go through. No,
Mom. No.
I would love one, but if you have to go through what you went through, no. So it was that tough.
Okay.
And at that time, though, I was praying a lot. You know what happens when you're going through your hardest times? You tend to pray a lot.
Yes.
And as I was praying, that's how I first got the song, as I told you. Like, I've gotten these songs when praying.
Yeah.
However, the Lord revealed to me about my chains breaking, the things that had held me back for a long time breaking.
Yeah. Wow.
And March this year, he actually, Psalms 2:3, that break your chains and untie the ropes that tie you down. And the Lord told me that even in the things that have wounded you, I want to heal you. This is that year you're getting healed. The chains are getting broken. Your chains are broken, actually. So fast forward from the pregnancy time where I wrote about part of a song. Now, this year, chains are breaking was when the part of the climax of a song, I wrote it this year. And it was out of revelation that the Lord had done it for me. And I felt that it is time to also go and bring the same liberation to others, because God uses us human beings to liberate and to minister to others.
Yes.
So when I went to the studio, I told the producer, you're the midwife, and I have the baby.
You have the baby.
Let's give birth to this baby. Produce this song the way the Lord wants it, because this song is going to change, even if it's one life or many lives, but it's going to do something. And that's what happened. And we went to the studio and I released a song, and it's been out for a couple of weeks now.
Amazing. How can you describe your songs and the inspiration behind it? Yes.
Isaiah 61. When I actually was checking my diary that I wrote in way even before I started singing. And the Lord had already told me about this ministry, music basically. And he told me Isaiah 61. Are you able to read Isaiah 61?
Yes, let me get it for
where it says about, instead of shame, oil of gladness, instead of, you will open prisons for people who've been imprisoned. Basically, my songs are based from Isaiah 61.
And it says, the Spirit of the Sovereign Lord is on me, because the Lord has anointed me to proclaim good news to the poor. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim freedom for the captives and release from darkness for the prisoners, to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor and the day of vengeance for our God, to comfort all who mourn and provide for those who grieve in Zion.
Exactly.
Wow.
So my songs are around Isaiah 61 because I have understood my mandate in ministry, and it's to bring healing.
Amazing.
And to break chains and to so I follow that route keenly as the Lord leads.
This is the inspiration. And how would you describe your songs? I believe this is more of worship music.
A genre. There's so many people who tell me that Maryanne would love to see you dancing one day. Please, can you just do a song that praise? That says a lot. I do lots of worship songs, and most of my songs are worship songs. They are soulful, spiritual. So
Holy Spirit,
some dancing there.
And that is amazing. And one thing that I love is that you have your assignment and mandate clear.
It's clear.
And so it is easy for you to flow. And so maybe if you are out there and you're wondering, how do I get into the space that God has called me? Just as Maryanne is saying, know what it is that God has called you to, and flow. Just flow with that. And let me tell you, it is so easy when you're flowing in your mandate. Yes, there are bumps that come, but
definitely
you
it's
just
not
flow.
easy at all. At all.
It's not easy.
But but you are so sure and certain on what you've been called to do. So no matter what happens, you hang in there and you trust God all the way.
Awesome. I think we have a young Tadashi right here. Please introduce yourself.
My name is Craig John Karanja, and I'm Maryanne's son.
Oh, let me just clap for you first. Oh, thank you for being here.
Okay, thank you.
Which born are you?
You mean when was I born?
No, you're the which? How do we say it?
What sibling are you?
Number what?
Number what?
Yeah,
Second.
you're second born.
Yeah, which is middle.
Middle born.
Yeah.
So this is wow, amazing.
Yes,
Middle borns. Wow. Welcome to Studio Craig.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. And a little birdie told me that you were featured in Mommy's video. How was that?
I felt excited at first.
Uh-huh.
Hey, but then when I reached there,
There's a hair there. Uh-huh.
when I reached there,
Uh-huh.
wait,
What happened?
I was tired.
Uh-huh.
Wait,
Wait. Uh-huh.
I was all over the place. I'm like, wait, mom.
But was it fun?
Yeah, it was fun.
It was so fun.
But then I felt so tired.
Yeah.
When I got to bed,
Yes.
I just blacked out.
You blacked out.
Oh.
That was a whole day's job, Yani.
Yeah.
Wait.
Not easy. It's not easy at all.
Amazing. And we're hanging out with a mommy right here. This is Maryanne Imani. And maybe you can tell us about what happened.
Well,
Yeah.
the day started very early, and we were in town.
Yeah.
And CBD,
Yeah.
on a Sunday. And we were like a team of 20, and they were CBD where you're going to
Yeah,
sit.
when there's no place to
unless,
sit.
exactly.
Yeah.
So they were standing the entire time until we were done at around 9 p.m.
What?
Since 9, from 10 to 9. So, yeah, and of course, there was a lot going on, very involving. He was acting, there was also the singing. So, yeah, it's expected that he was really tired.
Too tired.
Too tired.
Yeah.
All right.
But you enjoyed, though, right?
Yeah.
It was amazing. So thank you
Yeah.
so much. Thank you, Maryanne, for being here. And thank you, Craig, also for bringing Mom
Yeah.
around as well. And maybe, Maryanne, we can just finalize maybe your final words to somebody out there who's listening to you and is saying, you know what, I really need a touch from God. I just need God to heal me. I need God to touch me. Maybe your final words. Yeah.
My final words would be, I feel this season, what the Lord basically has been telling me is that He is doing a new thing. And there's so much grace that the Lord has poured in our generation. And what you need to do is to tap into that grace. You may be discouraged right now, but I want to remind you that even a tree that has been cut off, it still sprouts again. So you may probably be feeling very discouraged. You may be feeling really cut off.
Yeah.
But the Lord is doing a new thing. In Isaiah 43 verse 19, He says, behold, I am doing a new thing, and now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? I will make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. And this word is for you. The Lord is doing a new thing. Don't be discouraged, because just look up to Him.
Yes.
Yes.
Amazing. Thank you so much for that. And thank you for coming to Pearl Radio, Pearl Overdrive, Craig, as well. Thank you. All right. Salams, maybe even as we just end.
All right. Salams to my primary school mates. I have this WhatsApp group with my primary school mates.
Yeah.
Salams to the Lord Rain group. It's still existing, and people refuse to leave the group, and they refuse to remove, guys. So it's still existing,
It's still
and it's
there.
amazing, and I'm grateful for the support. And salams to my husband and my family, and all my fans out there. I mean, if you aren't there listening, then I would not do this. So salams to you as well. Then please remember to go to YouTube Maryanne Imani and watch the song, and you can stream Lord Rain on everywhere. And
Sorry,
subscribe.
please say that again.
Subscribe.
Okay, all right.
It's my son right there supporting mommy.
Thank you so much. It has been amazing. Time is not on our side, but that has been the Artist Hangout with Maryanne Imani. God bless you, and thank you so much for all that you do.
Thank you, and God bless you too.
6.9 FM, Pearl Radio.